Good morning, everyone. My name is Liana, and today we'll be practicing some Yin Yoga. As you know, Yin Yoga requires lots of props, and I try to minimize that, and we'll still need one block and maybe a strap if you like to use it. So for a block, you could replace it with books or maybe a solid box. And then for a strap, well, belts, maybe towels, anything that works for you. So grab some water and we'll be ready to start shortly. So we will start in a comfortably seated position. Feel free to put bolster or blanket under your pelvis to elevate you slightly and find that perfect alignment for your spine. We'll start by inviting our eyes to close or find a soft gaze. Rooting down through our pelvis, navel to the spine. Let's roll our shoulders forward, up and down, away from our ears. Palms on our knees, on our thighs, facing upward or downward. Crown of our head is reaching to the sky. And let's start with a few cleansing breaths. So let's inhale in our belly. And exhale, open your mouth, let it go. One more inhale. And exhale, open your mouth, release that air. Let's slowly begin to scan our body, starting from our toes, rising upward. Noticing if we have any soreness or tensions. Not judging them, just noticing and knowing which parts we have to avoid and then when we have to push. Just giving yourself a feedback, setting up your expectations. And we'll slowly start to notice our breath. Watch our belly rise and fall. And maybe start to tap into that Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is a nostril breath that we often use during our vinyasa or yin yoga practices. It is used to build up a heat in our body, give us a feedback of how we're doing with our practice, and give us a beautiful focal point. So we're inhaling and exhaling through our nose, and then on our exhale, we'll constrict our throat and make that hissing-like or ocean-like sound. So let's start by bringing our tongue to the roof of our mouth. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Take a few breaths with your own pace. One more breath. And we'll drop our chin to our chest with an exhale. Maybe interlace our fingers and place them on top of our head, adding some extra weight to it. Maybe even nodding from side to side here. Releasing all of the back side of arm and neck. And inhale, release, and slowly come back to neutral. Exhale, gaze past your right shoulder. Your chin is trying to reach to your shoulder. Inhale and exhale here. With next inhale, slowly come back to neutral. Exhale to your left shoulder. Inhale and exhale here. And with next inhale, slowly coming back exhale, drop your chin to your chest one more time. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Right ear to right shoulder. And exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. And exhale, chin to chest. Slowly rising upward. Wonderful. Now we'll exhale, drop our right ear to right shoulder. And just feel the stretch to the left side of our neck. Maybe placing our right palm on top of our head to add that extra weight to our head and maybe deepen that stretch. One more breath here. And exhale, release, slowly coming upward. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Choosing an option to maybe add that extra hand on top of your head. Feeling that right side of your neck being stretched right now. And exhale, slowly come back to neutral. We'll inhale, rise our palms up. And exhale, twist to our right. Inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling, deepening that twist. Maybe taking gaze past your right shoulder. Inhale, both palms touch. And exhale to our left. Again, deepening that twist and maybe taking your gaze past your left shoulder. Inhale, palms touch. And exhale, a side bend to your right. Your right hand comes to your right side of a mat. Maybe even walk it further away from you, coming deeper into this pose. One more breath here, maybe taking gaze upward. And inhale, slowly rise up, palms touch. Exhale, left hand to left side of a mat and sink deeper into that side bend. Again, choosing any option to maybe deepen that side bend by walking your fingers further away from your body. As long as both of your hips are firmly pressing into the mat. And taking gaze upward. Inhale, palms touch again. And exhale, bring them to the heart center. Setting up an intention for this practice. Now we'll slowly begin to come to our backs. We'll be preparing for restorative bridge pose. So maybe grab a block and put it somewhere closer to you where you could easily reach it. Slowly coming to our backs. Bringing our heels closer to our glutes. Let's inhale, rise our buttocks up, press through your feet. Sending it maybe a little bit upward with each exhale. Knees are close together. Maybe even interlace your fingers. Stack your shoulders on top of each other and open your heart here. Exhale, release. Grabbing the block and maybe sliding it right under your pelvis on the lowest setting. Letting your pelvis fall on top of it. Wonderful. You can stay here or maybe extend your hands out. Biceps by your ears. Inhale here. Wonderful. Again, you can stay here or maybe this time extend your legs out even more. And we'll spend the whole 2 minutes here. Enjoying that mild stretch in our front body. Chin slightly tucked in so that your cervical spine is more flat, laying on the floor, more extended. Inhaling it and exhaling through your belly, noticing it rise and fall. Feeling that stretch in your shoulders. Ujjayi breath to help you find that focal point. Help you connect through your breath to your body and give you wonderful feedback of how you're doing with your practice. Let's inhale together and exhale, constrict our throat, letting all of that air out of us. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Try to find your own pace here. Now bring you out shortly. Slowly begin to reawaken our body here. Maybe pulling those feet closer to our glute. Inhaling here, and with an exhale, bringing our hands by the sides of our body, pressing through our heels and lifting our pelvis up, sliding the block off of our weight and lowering down our pelvis. Let's hug our knees in with an exhale and maybe do a few circles on our pelvis, one way and then the other, massaging it and giving it some love and attention. Let's hug those knees in and even lift our head here with your forehead reaching to your knees in Apanasana or wind release pose. And exhale, lower down, releasing those legs, extending them out. And this time, preparing ourselves to come to our bellies. So maybe slowly come to the side of your body and then on top of your belly. Let's come to a Sphinx pose here. So maybe come to your forearms. Your elbows are right under your shoulders, gazing slightly forward. Starfish your hands. Your legs could be as far apart from each other as you want to. We'll stay for 2 minutes here. All Yin Yoga poses are supposed to be hold 2 minutes or longer, because only after 2 minutes our muscles release, and then we get to tap into that, stretching that fascia and joints, which is the whole purpose of Yin Yoga. So our shoulder blades are almost touching, gazing forward, shining through that heart center, taking your time here. Again, noticing your belly rise and fall here, and maybe tap into that Ujjayi breath. you're looking for deeper back bend here, maybe slowly begin to lift your elbows off the mat. If it's too intense for you, walk yourself slightly forward. If it's too mild for you, then walk yourself even more upward, or just stay in a Sphinx pose. Taking your time here to connect with your breath and to feel your body. Breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Take 3 more on your own. And 1 more. Slowly bringing your palms under your shoulders and exhale, lower down your head to the mat. Let's bend our knees here and let your feet fall to one side and then the other. Doing windshield wiper pose, releasing the lower back and extending them out. Inhale, lift through the tabletop, come to child's pose. Feeling how it feels to round your back now after we've been tapping into so many back bends. Taking this time to reconnect and recharge. Feeling how mat is pressing into your forehead, stimulating that third eye zone. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And we'll slowly rise up back to tabletop. So we'll take our left leg and put it in between both of our hands, coming to a swan pose. Wonderful. You can stay here and maybe even do sleeping or restorative version of it. Slowly coming to your forehands here. Or maybe even using a block to put it under your forehead and let your forehead rest on top of it. Or maybe even extending your hands all the way out and bringing your forehead to the mat. Wherever you're at, we'll stay here for another 2 minutes. So make sure you feel comfortable in this pose, not disturbed, and really enjoy it. If it's still too intense, feel free to put blocks or bolsters under your hips, or maybe towels, blankets, anything that can help you find that perfect, peaceful variation of reclining swan or reclining pigeon. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Maybe deepening them or prolonging our exhales, reawakening our body. And whenever you're ready, slowly start to walk yourself upward, taking all of the props off the way. Falling on your left hip here, leaning slightly backward and swinging that back leg to the front of your mat. Stacking knees on top of each other, coming to a shoelace pose. You can leave your feet closer to your thighs, or maybe walk them or take them a little further away from you. Feel free to put blocks under your knees for more support. And if it's still too hard for you, maybe extend your bottom leg out and come to a shoelace pose. Wherever you're at, we'll comfortably find our perfect poses. We'll stay here for long, so make sure it's comfortable for you. Lengthen here. You can stay here with your palms facing upward, resting on your thighs, or maybe finding an eagle arm variation here. Extending your hands out, bending them, and taking your right hand under your left. Finding that perfect eagle arm variation, maybe inhaling, slightly pulling those hands upward, and exhaling, lowering your elbows down. Taking our time here, inhaling and exhaling. Feeling our glutes being stretched. Take 3 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Maybe inhale and open your mouth, release. One more breath and we'll release our hands slowly. Maybe circle our wrists around. Lean slightly backwards. Take our legs to the sides of our body and let our knees fall one side and to the other, doing windshield wipers. Now we'll do the same thing but to the opposite leg. So coming back to tabletop, taking your right knee and bringing it in between your hands and sinking deeper into swan pose or into a pigeon pose. Taking the props to help you find the perfect alignment. Whichever variation of this pose you chose to do before, try to do the same one, not to favor any sides. And we'll slowly lower ourselves down. Staying here for another 2 minutes. Opening up our hips, tapping into our breath, reconnecting with self. Take 5 more breaths here. Reawakening our body. Noticing our breath once again. Slowly, let's come upward. Rising tall, taking the props out of your way. Falling to your right hip and swaying that leg forward to the top of your mat slowly with control. And then eventually stacking those knees on top of each other. Choosing any variation of a shoelace pose you chose before. Trying not to favor any sides. Maybe use a block under your knees. Maybe take your feet further away from your body. Or maybe take them closer to you. Maybe straighten the bottom leg out. Wherever you're at. Just stay here. Or maybe add those eagle arms to extend your hands out. Bend your elbows. This time let's take our right hand on top of our left. Maybe let's inhale, push their arms up. And exhale, bring them back down wherever you feel comfortable. Invite our eyes to close or find a soft gaze. And again, join that peace with your body and your breath. Let's take one more breath here before we release our hands. Let's circle them out. Feel that expansion in our shoulders. Inhale and exhale here. Let's take 3 more breaths. Holding this hip opener. Wonderful, and now we'll slowly extend those legs out, slightly lean backwards. Your fingertips are facing to the top of your mat, and let your knees fall one way and then the other. Doing that windshield wiper flow. Releasing your hips. And we'll be preparing for another Yin Yoga pose, so feel free to put block or bolster under your hips. your legs out, slowly and with control. And maybe stay here with your spine lengthened. Or maybe if you feel comfortable, start to fold forward slowly and with control, rounding your back or not rounding your back, wherever you're at. Maybe again taking a block and putting it under your forehead to stimulate that third eye zone a little more, and just sinking into this fold. Inhaling and opening your mouth, exhale. Inhale one more time and open your mouth to release all of this stagnant air. Letting go of everything that no longer serves us, that we don't need in our life anymore. Creating a space for new things. Maybe tapping into that Ujjayi breath and eventually finding your stillness in this pose. We'll slowly begin to reawaken our body. Take one deep breath in, and with an exhale, slowly begin to rise up to a seated pose. Nice. Now you have a few options that you could do. You could grab a strap, hook it around your left leg, and with your left hand, just pull it closer to you. Inhale, lengthen, right hand goes up, and exhale, come to a side bend here. as deep as you want to, maybe even leaving your right hand on your waist. Or instead of this, you can inhale, lengthen, twist to your left leg, and fold forward in that twisted pose, grabbing the strap with two hands and pulling yourself closer to that leg. Your forehead is trying to reach to your knee. Your upper body is trying to rest on your thigh. Inhale, lengthen here. And exhale, continue our fold, rounding our back as much as you want to. Feel free to bend your leg as much as you want to too. You have to be comfortable in this pose in order to stay here longer. We'll only take a few breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling, deepening your breath, maybe prolonging your exhales. Feel free to also put a block right under your forehead. Maybe it will help you relax and sink deeper into this pose. Let's take 5 more breaths here. And with an exhale, slowly begin to rise up with control, taking your time, not doing any fast moves, and doing the same thing to the opposite leg. Again, a variation to do a side bend or a twist to it. For a side bend, reach your left hand up, lengthen, and exhale, deepen the side bend here. Or inhale, lengthen, and do a twist to your leg. Inhaling, lengthening, and exhale, deepening that fold. Maybe again choosing to take a block under your forehead. The more you flex your toes, the more you should feel it in your hamstrings. Breathing in and out, connecting to your body through your breath. Maybe getting deeper and deeper into this pose with each exhale. Inhale, lengthen anytime you want to, and exhale, continue to fold. Try to breathe through your belly, and we'll take 5 more breaths here. yourself closer, taking props out of your way, grabbing yourself from under your knees and pulling those legs closer to your body. Let's do a few windshield wipers to release our tensions in our hips. Let your knees fall one way and then the other. Wonderful. Now we'll pull our knees close to each other, hug them in, and let our forehead rest on top of them. Becoming small little balls, rounding our back, finding our groundness here. And with this pose, I'll release it and slowly lower one vertebrae at the time, coming to our backs. Preparing ourselves for Bananasana. So extend your legs out. Extend your hands out to take that beautiful stretch. Extending your body all you can. Wonderful. And let's take our left leg slightly to our left side, maybe 10 to 20 degrees, and stack our right feet on top of it. Now let's take our upper body slightly to our left too. Doing this wonderful side bend and becoming a beautiful banana. Feeling all of the right side of your body being stretched right now, starting from your ankle and ending at your wrist. All right side of your body is being stretched right now. Let's breathe through the side that's being extended, so your right side, and exhale through your left, the side that's being contracted. Taking our time here, breathing and reconnecting with ourselves. Both your shoulder blades and your pelvis is laying flat on the mat. If you feel like you start to rise one side, just maybe don't do that intense of a side bend and come a little bit back. Enjoying ourselves here. Wave of relaxation is going from our toes, moving upward through our calves, thighs, glutes, lumbar spine, thoracic spine, cervical spine, the crown of your head. Inhale and open your mouth, exhale. Creating more and more space for new things to come. Releasing all of the blockages, all of the tensions out of our body. We'll take 5 more breaths here on our own. One more breath here. And we'll slowly move back to neutral. Maybe hugging our knees in. Maybe rocking from side to side or back and forth. Extending our legs out again and doing the opposite side. Let's take that first morning stretch again. Exhale, release. Release the air out and take our right foot slightly to our right. Stack your left foot on top of it and take your upper body as much to your right side as you can. Maybe even clasping with your left hand your right wrist. Deepening that side bend. Breathing through your belly and noticing it rise and fall. Enjoying that stretch on the left side of your body. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing the air anytime you want to. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And we'll slowly come back to neutral. Again, maybe hugging our knees in. Maybe even lifting your head. Your forehead is trying to reach to your knees and up and asana or wind release pose. Maybe rock from side to side here, back and forth. Anywhere you want to. Wonderful. And exhale, bring your head back to the mat. Now with your left hand, guide your knees to your left side of your body. Coming to supine twist. Maybe stay here, right-handed T or cactus. Or maybe if you want to extend your bottom leg out, deepening that twist. Maybe taking gaze away from your knees. Past your right shoulder. Realigning your spine here, lengthening it. We'll stay here for 1 more minute. Feeling ourselves, enjoying ourselves. Inhaling and opening your mouth, exhaling. Treating this class as a detox class too. Maybe deepening into this twist with each exhale and sinking deeper into the pose. breath here. And slowly bring your head back to neutral. And hug your right knee in, or both of your knees in. Let's do a happy baby here. Maybe with our 2 peace fingers clasp the big toe, or just clasp your soles of your feet with your hand. Extending those legs out and bringing those knees closer to the mat. Or maybe extending one leg at the time and bending the other. Maybe circling out to them. Whichever variation of a happy baby you want to do, let's invite any organic movement into our body that our body's craving. And this time with our right hand, we'll guide both of our knees to our right side. Left hand in T or cactus, maybe taking your gaze away from your knees. Maybe extending the bottom leg out, deepening that twist. And we'll stay here for another minute. Breathing through your belly. Enjoying this pose. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And inhale, bring both knees to our chest. Give ourselves that last hug. Maybe rock from side to side, back and forth. Preparing ourselves for Shavasana. Choosing any pose you want to for Shavasana or final resting pose. Maybe having your legs extended out, maybe having your feet closer to your glute. Feel free to put block under your pelvis and lift your legs up as if you were doing legs up against the wall variation. Or just come to a regular Shavasana wherever you're at today. Whatever your body's asking you for today. Having your hands extended by the sides of your body, palms facing upwards so that both of your shoulder blades can lay flat on the floor. Or maybe having them on your stomach and on your heart center. I'll bring you out shortly. Take that beautiful stretch, extending all of your body and hugging your knees in, letting them fall to any side of your body. Soaking in last pieces of this practice. Feeling safe, nurtured, joyful. And whenever you're ready, with our eyes closed, we'll slowly rise up into a seated pose. Let's inhale, lift our arms upward, palms touch. Gaze at them slightly, and exhale, bring your hands to the heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste means the light in me sees, recognizes, and honors the light in you. And to all of you, I say Namaste.